if you're going to be training with me, please put your katana into your outer obi. And tie the sageo to the other side. I might have some people watching this archive for this their first lesson, so I'd like to explain again. You make a loop, you hold here, you put this part into your outer obi, like this. And into this loop that you've made, you put another loop into it. This shorter side, you make another loop, see, like this, and you put this in here, yeah. And then you pull the side that's connected to the scabbard, this side, and then you'll be able to tie it onto the outer obi like this. Okay? All right, Vashilie-san, hello. Good morning from Japan. Okay, then guys, let's start from doing the bow into the area. Again, you first do the Nakaibi Hangage, by the way. Yes, the center of the middle finger at the edge of the koiguchi. Okay, habaki and a little bit of the blade shown. All right, shoulder width distance between your feet, right hand to your side. Nakaibi Hangage, right hand to the tsukashira. Bring your left knee to the floor, touch the floor, tsukashira. Okay, bring your head back up. Okay, stand back up. Seal the katana using your right hand that's at the tsukashira. Seal the katana. Okay, bring your right hand down. And again, ichi-yu. Okay, like a very, sorry, if you see from front, it looks as if I'm not doing anything, but very slight nod almost, like this. Okay. Again, in Asayama Ichiden, bowings don't exist. You only bowing to the area that you do. So this is the bow. If you ever bow to someone, person, it will be this ichi-yu. Okay, and you try to keep the katana at the same level. By the way, when you do the ichi-yu, you don't want to tilt the katana together like this. You want to keep it here, and only move yourself. Okay, so you rather have to bring your katana up a little bit to just. All right. Let's get started then. So last week, Monday, we started doing the Batto Kihon together. Batto Kihon is the basic drawing exercises in Asai Meiji Tenryu. And last week we covered Kaminachi Wari, and Ichinodo, the next one. Ichinodo is the horizontal draw attack along the opponent's chest line. And we got to Agegesa a little bit, and I think I said that we can start from reviewing Agegesa again and then move on to the next ones. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to the fifth one, Gyakutenuki, today. Okay. So again, the situation of Agegesa: you have an opponent in front of you. The opponent comes at you, and they draw the katana and try to attack you by bringing both of their hands to their katana. Okay. And where you're trying to cut is here, right here, diagonally, the opponent's left wrist. Okay, so you're trying to aim quite a high position. And if you remember, Agegesa looks like this. Okay. This Agegesa is aiming for the highest position among all of the Batokyon. And the attack and the sheathing are all one motion, one movement. Okay. Attack, sheath. There's no pause in between. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Again, always have your katana in Nakaibi Hangage here. Okay, so your middle finger is almost kind of hooked to the edge of the koiguchi like this. Should be the right position. Okay, from here, keep your feet shoulder width distance. Okay, and always important. It's a very minor point, but it's very important. Keep your knees bent at all times. Okay. Again, this is to shift the center of gravity towards the balls of your feet and your toes. If you have your weight on your heels, it's impossible to do Asai Meiji Tenryu techniques in many of Japanese traditional culture. So it's important to always keep your knees loose, relaxed. Okay. Right hand at the side of your body. Another point, tsukashira, is at the center of your body. Okay. Yeah. So we assume that we have a wakizashi in our inner belt, and we have the uchikatana in our outer belt. So the uchikatana needs to be here and not here, like this, over here. Okay. Then from here, you bring your right hand and your right foot forward at the same time, and you push the tsuka is the hilt, into your right hand. Okay? Once the tsuba, the handguard, touches the root of your thumb, you turn the katana over to the kesa angle. And the angle that you want to cut, you make it with your left hand. Your right hand does not help to move the katana together. Okay? So this was kamidachiwari, the vertical swing down. Yeah. Ichinodo is to the left, right? Because it's a horizontal cut. Yeah. Agesa would be this way. Okay. This much. Okay. This is where the angle you want to make. And you do this all with your left hand. So if you watch my right hand, your right hand just comes forward and you twist it. See, my right hand doesn't change. From here, once you start drawing it just a little bit so you can balance the katana, yeah. But you do the turning of the katana, deciding the angle of the cut with your left hand so the opponent can't tell what you're trying to do. If you, correct example, for example, this and this is very obvious if you do it like this, right? Yeah, it's absolutely an uppercut. Yeah. So you don't want to show that to your opponent. So you want to keep your right hand the same shape as much as possible. Okay. All right. Then once you come to the point where the foot touches the root of your thumb, okay, start pulling the scabbard back as you crab pinch. The crab pinch is using your index finger and thumb to pinch the shinogi, or if you have a hi on your blade, you'll be pinching, putting your fingertips here, in here. Okay, crab pinch. All right. Then, once you come to a point where you can't pull the scabbard back anymore from here, this is the time you do the draw attack, like a slingshot. Okay, aim for the opponent's wrist. That's in the jodan stance. So here, quite high. Here, right here. Okay, this position. Okay, that means your right hand needs to be a lot higher than your head. And of course, pull the scabbard back greatly to launch the katana. Okay, then at this point, you do not stop. Right now, I'm stopping so I can show you, but you don't stop. You use the momentum of the draw attack to turn your wrist. Okay, from here, watch this. Okay, like this. Mhm. You keep on moving. You cut up and you turn your wrist, and it comes back. Okay, so if your grip is very strong, then this does not work. So your grip has to be very gentle and soft, very the Ichiden style. Okay, from here, and you catch the blade and you sheath. Okay, so just like in Kamidachiwari, it's the same. Once you cut and it comes back over your head and down to your left elbow, when it comes flat around the height of your elbow, your left hand, the scabbard comes to welcome the blade. Okay, and you crab pinch, as you can see. You pinched the blade at this point already. Okay, and without moving the katana, move your scabbard and open your waist to put the scabbard over the blade. Okay, this is the words from the late 21st headmaster. Yeah. Asayama Shinji is not about drawing a katana and putting the katana back into the scabbard. It's about removing the scabbard and putting the scabbard back on. That's the right image of Asayama Shinji's Bato Jutsu, okay, drawing katana techniques. Okay, so cut, sheath. See, keep the katana at the center of your body the whole time. And the really important point is don't focus just on your upper body, okay? Your lower body is actually the key. So as we discussed last week as well, it's all about opening and closing your legs. Open, close. Open, close. Okay. Your left knee functions like a door for your katana. When the katana is about to leave the scabbard, you open your left knee outward and close facing forward. Okay. Open again when you sheath, close again when it's sheathed. Feet together. And to be able to do this efficiently, again, you need to be standing on the balls of your feet like this, not on your heels. Okay? If you move on your heels, it's impossible to do this. Okay? To do that again, you need spat always. Okay? This time, watch a little bit more of how I'm moving my legs. Okay? Open, close. Okay? Ready? Open, close, open, close. Like this. You want to use your knees like a cushion. Okay? So when the katana comes back towards your left elbow, yeah, it's almost like dropping your katana down on a cushion. Okay? You want to use your knees softly. Okay? You don't want to hop up and down like that. I'm just showing you what it feels like, what it's supposed to feel like. Okay? Like this. Agegesa. Okay? Please try. Please exaggerate the movements as you practice. Go ahead and practice. You want to exaggerate the movements as much as possible. Open your body greatly. Open. Okay. 70, 80% of the draw and the sheathing has to be done with your left hand. Your right hand, yeah. You want to use the least amount of your right hand as much as possible. Okay. I wish I had a longer katana. This is only a 2.55 shaku, but the ceiling is a bit limited. So if I use a longer katana, I'll be hitting the lights in the studio. So I don't want to be destroying anything here. So my katana is a little bit short for me. If I move my scabbard greatly, it might accidentally come out of my akama in my belt. So okay, and there's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. I talked about this in the Saturday class, but please imagine at least now same Shinryu. Draw attacks are like the jab in boxing. Okay, it's not the straight punch. Um, I think in a lot of anime, video games, maybe popular content on YouTube of other swordsmen has probably distorted this idea of what draw attacks are supposed to be like. But you see people doing this for the first attack. Okay, but you have to imagine in an EI situation where you have to draw your katana, yeah, is a situation where you were spending daily life and you suddenly had to use your katana in an emergency situation. Because if you knew it's a fight, then why don't you just draw your katana and be ready for it, right? Yeah. If you have your katana in your saya, it means you're just walking around and you suddenly got attacked and you have to react to that. Yeah. So the opponent is attacking you first. Will you be able to make it on time doing this? No, you can't. It has to be a jab that exceeds their beat. Okay? You gotta go faster than the opponent that's starting drawing before you. Okay? There is no time for you to do this. That's why in Asayama, let's say in Ichiden, we practice how to draw like this. Okay? And you don't want to use your right hand because the more you use your right hand, you're stopping and using brakes on the katana. Okay? The right hand that's holding the katana, you want to keep it as gently and light as possible so the katana shoots toward the opponent like a whip. Okay? So don't imagine your katana as like a sword or a stick. Yeah, it's a whip that you shoot towards the opponent that images. Okay? So no power, no power. Okay? I'll give you that too. Stay relaxed. Softly, softly. Okay? All right, Vasily and Ryan, how are you two doing? Sorry, I need my water. Where to go? Oh, there it is. Right, there. Take the spotlight off for 1 second so I can record you two too. Go ahead and try. Very good. Vasily, did you say you had experience in EI? You can nod or shake your head. Lived experience. How many years? Can you show with your fingers? 2 years? Oh, good, good, good. Nice, nice, nice. Very good, very good. Hmm. Yeah, it's okay in the beginning. Yeah. But as much as possible, two things, Vasily. Move your scabbard more. Move your scabbard more, okay? Your scabbard, your left hand needs to be moving 5 times more than your right hand. Okay. And also the tsukagashira, especially when you're about to sheath, is shifting off to the side. So you want to keep the katana at the center. Okay? And try to seek how you can keep the tsukagashira at the center, but still be able to sheath the katana using your left hand and waist. Okay. Ryan, the footwork is really good, by the way. Just like that. Keep your the weight on the balls of your feet. Yep. Right. So please, when you have time to, please try to seek the point where, watch, where you can make this work. Okay? right now, you're doing really good, by the way. You're doing super, super good, but this is what you're doing. Okay? As I explained last week too, only the direction that Skagashira is pointing is the direction you can attack. Okay? If your Skagashira is pointing down, you can only draw down. Your opponent is not on the floor. So in case you need to attack again, you want to keep the Skagashira for the opponent. Okay? And you should be able to sheath with your left hand in the scabbard, keeping the katana here. Okay. If it's a little bit difficult to combine it with a geisha, you can do anything else. You can just do, for example, just draw it out and try sheathing, keeping its Skarashika forward like this. You can practice like this too when you have the time. Okay. Then we did little bit of geisha already last week, so let's move on to the next one. Okay. Shimodachibari. Shimodachibari. If you remember, kamidachibari was a 12 to 6 o'clock cut. Okay. 12 to 6. Kamidachibari is vertical as well. Shimodachibari is also vertical. This time, though, it's from 6 to 12. Okay. And where you're trying to cut, many beginners tend to misunderstand, but where you're trying to cut is very different from agesa, although the movements may seem similar because it's a cut and immediately sheath, one motion kind of cut. Okay. This time, the opponent tries to draw the katana, and this is the hand you're trying to cut. Okay. Not in the jodan up over here, but much lower at your waist height. Okay. That's the first thing you need to understand. Okay. Then please watch me do Shimodachibari first of all. From here, Shimodachibari is this. Okay, from the side, completely vertical. Use your scabbard and sheath. Okay, so this time together. Okay, from the beginning, shoulder width distance, knees relaxed, Tsukasha at the center. Right hand and right foot forward together. Again, you do not bring your right hand to the tsuka. Okay, your right hand is the king, so you bring the tsuka to your right hand. Okay, you just naturally bring your right hand to the position that's comfortable for you. This is where you bring the tsuka to. Okay? Then, this time, once the tsuba touches the root of your thumb, kamidachiwari. Ichinodo, agegesa, shimodachiwari. Completely down. Okay? Sharp edge facing completely down like this. Yep. From here, you pull the scabbard back until the point where you can't pull it back anymore. This is the time of the draw attack. Shimodachiwari is this. You drop the katana in front of you, so it's completely vertical like this. Look at my right hand. This is how soft you need to hold the katana, okay? If you grip, watch. If you grip, see, this is not vertical anymore. This is the kesa angle, okay? You have to practice to really drop the katana in front of you. So this is a basic exercise for you to forcefully learn what Asayama drawing techniques is about. This, okay? And from here, the katana that you dropped, by fixing your body from oblique stance to seitai, facing forward, use the momentum to flip the katana over and sheath. Now, I talked about the hand, but it's not just the hand, but also your footwork is very unique in Shimodachiwari. Okay? So, the first three that we did Kamidachiwari Ichinodo Agegesa was all about opening, closing the door. Remember? Opening, closing, opening, closing, like this. Right? Shimodachiwari is really unique. The next Gyakutenuki is a bit unique too, but especially Shimodachiwari is very unique. Yeah. What you have to do is, if I don't move my katana, what you're doing is actually this. Like this, okay? You have to, as you draw and drop your katana in front of you, turn all of your toes to the left. And it's almost like you're showing your back to the opponent. Okay? Then, by facing your body forward from here, using this momentum, you flip the katana over for the sheath. Okay? And when you're about to sheath, you just open your left knee from there, just like the other Batokyon. Okay? So, if I can show you with the katana this time. Hold on. I'm trying to tuck up my comment just a little bit from here. Hope you can see me. This. And face your body forward, open your left knee. Okay? This is the difficult point of Shimodachi. That's turning all of your toes to the left. This again, it would be impossible if you have your weight on your heels. Okay? You got to be able to quickly do this. It might look a little bit weird if I do it that way, but yeah. So drop the thumb in front of you and turn. Face your back. Show your back to your opponent. This is Shimodachi. Okay? All right. Really, really tricky. Okay, shoulder width distance, Kakashi at the center, knees relaxed. Right hand, right foot forward at the same time. Push the scut into your right hand. The belt touches the root of your thumb. Flip the tunnel over completely. Okay, straight down. Yes. Start removing the scabbard. Once you reach the point where you cannot move the scabbard anymore from here, time to draw attack. Drop the tunnel in front of you, face all of your toes to the left. Okay, and of course you don't stop here. Yeah, if you're practicing, you don't stop here. But as you immediately after you drop the katana, you face your body forward again and flip the katana. Flip the katana. This too, if you're gripping, you'll have to move your hand to do it. You don't do that. Okay, relaxed. All right, hand relaxed. Okay, from here, flip it over and catch. Shi. Okay, this is Shimodachiwari. Yeah, the opposite of Kamidachiwari. And again, where you're trying to cut is quite low, so there's no need for you to. Many beginners do this. There's no need for you to do this. Okay, there's not. You're not cutting anything here. There's no need for you to bring your katana any higher than that. So the moment you cut the height of the opponent's wrist, you can start turning katana over. Okay, start turning katana over and sheath. Okay. Compared to, I guess you just probably saw me doing it, but because your hand is at a very low position, it's much more difficult to keep this collection toward the opponent. But as much as possible, though. Okay. Turn all of your toes forward. Okay. Yes, please try a couple of times. Imo dachi wari. You'd be surprised how relaxed you need to be when you practice Asayama Shinryu. I always talk about this, but if you, unless it's like scorching heat in summer, yeah, you shouldn't be sweating when you're training Asayama Shinryu because it's too relaxed, right? Because you're really, oh my gosh, I'm so sleepy. Yeah, that's the kind of technique Asayama Shinryu is like. Yeah, it's not, kind of technique. Okay, you might see on anime or stuff like that. No, real kobudo, 400 years old, is all about how you fight without wasting your energy. Okay? You don't know how many opponents you have to fight, so. Right. I'll do Shimodachi Wari with you guys a couple of times and I'll go and see how you guys are doing, okay? And I talked a lot about how you handle your feet and your right hand, but again, the scabbard, okay? This much. Remove the scabbard, remove the scabbard. You'd be very surprised how the more you move your scabbard, yeah, the smooth, the much smoother your draw will be. Also, yeah, yes, you're the controlling the skeleton toward the opponent, you're doing so much better already. Very good, very good. Wow. That's very good. Nice. Good. Ryan, you too. Very, very good. Hmm. Okay, both of you. Another point. I talked a little bit about this last week too, but always keep in mind Go. Always keep in mind to have, again, I talked about knees bent, knees relaxed always, right? It's the same with your elbows too. Same with your elbows. Remember, I talked a little bit about this last week when we discussed Kamidachi. It's not, okay? The end of a movement needs to be the beginning of the next. Okay. When you finish an attack, you need to be in a position where you're ready to do a next action if you need to. So that and to do that, you need to have your knees bent, of course, but also your arms too. Your elbows are slightly bent. So for shimodachi as well, okay, be careful not to do this. You come here and you're sheathing. See, this is not good. Yeah, elbow relaxed. Always elbow relaxed. Okay. There is only the maximum point of the attack is the time when your arm could be completely extended. Anytime else, remember to always have your elbow relaxed. Okay. My elbow's already bent at this point. Okay. And you just move your scabbard. Your elbow is always relaxed. Okay. And you can do something else if you need to. Again, these basic exercises are fixed. They're forms. So you just repeat the same thing over and over. But in real life, you don't know what would happen. What if you miss the first attack, right? Then before you use sheath, you need to be able to attack immediately again. Yeah. Let's say for Kamidachi 2, you sheath the katana, because that's sort of the point, right? What if you have to attack again? Yeah. You need to be able to do anything else too. So the sheathing as well. Shimodachi, okay? To be able to launch the katana anytime. So your body, your arms, your legs, everything, every part of your body needs to be ready for the next action at all times. Focus a little bit on that too. You guys are doing great though. Okay, there's no point where your arms are completely extended like this, always bent. Okay, I'll do just a little bit more of Shimodachi. I'll move on to the next one after that then. Mm-hmm. You're doing really, really good, Vasily. Your katana's probably at around 5-10 degrees right now. Yeah, not completely down still, but and one of the reasons because you probably don't have an outer obi, do you? You don't have an outer obi yet? No? Okay, that's probably the reason why. Yeah. You really need an outer obi for Ichiden training. Keep on practicing, guys. If I can share a little bit of history with you guys. The outer obi was something that the samurais wore to fight with each katana on the battlefield. When you actually had to fight in a battle, in combat, you would use the outer obi. So if you see, for example, pictures of famous swordsmen like Miyamoto Musashi, Tsukahara Bokuden, yeah, a legendary swordsman from the end of the Sengoku period. Their pictures all have outer obis. Yeah. The culture of having two katanas, both your wakizashi and the uchi katana, what we call daisho in Japanese, which means big and small, large and small, putting them both in the inner obi is a culture that was born after the Edo period, in the peaceful era that lasted for 265 years, as a way to restrict the samurai's movements. Okay, having both of katana in one belt it was something that never happened in before the Edo period. Yeah, samurais would always have one obi per tool that they carried. So some samurais even had three weapons with them. In that case, they would have three different obis. So even over the armor, they would actually have another obi over their armor for their yoroi like the tanto that the armor samurai would have. They would have another string obi over their armor for that too, for example, and they would have another string for their tachi. Yeah, so that was the culture. That was the norm for much longer in history for the samurais. So basically, please consider the outer obi as the fighting style, and having your long katana, uchi katana, in your inner obi as a ceremonial style that was born much after the samurais actually were fighting on the battlefield. Okay, so by having your outer obi, you'll be able to move your katana around a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more freedom compared to the inner obi. You can move your katana all the way to the back like this and hold it here. Almost. Okay, this is the freedom that samurais actually needed to fight freely with their katanas. That's the reason why the outer obi is used in Asayama Shinryu that was born around the end of the Sengoku period. Okay? And the outer obi, I have a sarashi. I have a green sarashi on. Sarashi is the bleached cloth. We call it bleached cloth, but mine is bleached, but it's dyed green afterwards. Yeah. But just like Ryan, you have probably a karate or aikido over you or something, but something like that over hakama is fine. Yeah, it'd be great if you can get a hakama soon too, by the way. But yeah, any string is fine to be honest. If you have a koshihimo with you, that could be great too. Sadashi like this is okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like specifically this, as long as the color is matching your rank. Yeah. So if you are a no dan rank student, or if you're first dan, it should be white. Second dan is blue. Third dan is green. Fourth dan is brown. Fifth dan is black. All right. Then with that said, let's move on to the fifth battle kyon, gyakute nuki. Gyakute nuki. Okay. Gyakute means reverse grip. Okay. Reverse grip. So let me show you first of all. Yeah. Okay. From here. I'm so sorry. This room is very, space is limited. Gyakute nuki. Okay. This time you're doing a shimodachiwari, then a kamidachiwari. Okay. Two vertical swings. Down up 6 to 12, 12 to 6. And you do it with a reverse grip, the first draw attack. Okay. So the beginning is always the same. You bring your right hand and right foot forward and you push the tsuka into your right hand once the tsuba touches the root of your thumb. Kamidachiwari. Ichinodo, agegesa, shimodachiwari. Same as shimodachiwari. Shimodachiwari was a junte, we call in Japanese, which is a straight grip. Okay? Straight grip, normal grip. Gyakute is this way. Okay? So when you pull the katana out, it should be this way. This is gyakute. We call this is junte. Junte means straight grip, normal grip. Okay? And gyakute is this side. You hold the katana and the blade is pointing down. This is gyakute. Okay? So gyakute nuki means draw with a reverse grip. So push the katana into, let's get into your right hand, flip it over. As you flip it over this time, watch, flip it over, and you don't keep your hand here. This is shimodachiwari. You bring your thumb on the left side, four fingers on the right side, and switch to reverse grip. Okay, this is reverse grip. This is junte. This is gyakute, the other way. Okay, as you come to this position, gyakute, same thing, scabbard, back, come to the point where you can't pull the katana back from here. Okay, from here, you do 3 or 4 things at the same time. Okay, scabbard back, katana forward. Where you're trying to aim is the opponent's hand that's trying to draw the katana. Same as shimodachiwari. Okay, scabbard back, katana forward, hand up, right foot, and kari ashi, we call it. All of these things at once. Okay, so this. Bro, just said. Kariashi, by the way, is something that we use all the time in so many other techniques in kenjutsu, with the Jo staff that we train in, with EI techniques. We use the kariashi so much, but it's about what just happened. You brought your right foot forward. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. You bring your right foot forward and this and cut. Okay? Kariashi is shifting your weight to either of your feet, and the other foot that doesn't have the weight on it right now can freely move around. This is called kariashi. Okay? Kariashi. Like this. Okay? So you first bring your right foot forward, right hand forward. Okay? Cut up, kariashi, right foot forward again to cut with both hands. This is the footwork we're trying to study here in Gyakuten-uki. Okay? Kariashi. This too, as you can probably see, my right foot does not leave the floor. You don't bring your foot up. Okay, it's kept on the floor on the ground the whole time. But as you can see, I'm moving it around on the ball of my foot or my toes, not on my heels. You can't move around like this in Japanese Budo. This side. Okay, this and forward. Okay, so again, forward, gyakute, scabbard back. This. Okay, cut. Yes, cut up, and then you swing the katana up over your head. Okay, over your head. When the katana comes over your head, you come to the kariashi and you fix the scabbard back to the center. Yeah, you gotta remember to do this too. So at this point, both of your hands, your right hand, your left hand should be at the center of your body. Okay? Then from here, your left hand goes straight up towards the tsuka, holds the tsuka, then your right hand that's got in your reverse grip, you switch to a junte, straight grip. Then from kariashi to koshiwaru, okay? Splitting the waist. And you swing both hands. Then the sheathing is the same in kamidachiwari. You bring it back to the same course it came, over your left elbow, or left elbow, and catch sheath. Okay? Yakunuki is very difficult, along with all of the other Bato Kyon. But one of the most difficult parts for beginners is keeping the katana at the center line. Okay, this requires, just like the Shimodachiwari, a very soft, gentle grip. Okay, if you, for example, grip the katana too hard when you do Yakunuki, okay, you make a fist. Face like this. If you try to swing your katana up, this is going to happen. Okay, this is not Yakunuki. Correctly, watch my right hand. Super relaxed again, okay? And you keep the katana at the center line the whole time. See, it does not shift out to the side like this. It's always kept at the center. See? Like this. This is the point that's really difficult when you first study Yakunuki. Yeah. You want to give your power, your katana, some force to do the draw attack, right? But it goes the other way. Yeah, it sounds like contradiction. You have to keep your right hand so relaxed, but still give the whip-like power to your katana. Okay, it might sound like contradiction in the beginning. Once you get the knack of it, it totally makes sense. Okay, and the reason is because your right hand, yeah, is soft and needs to receive the power from the scabbard. The power to do the draw attack is generated with this side of your body, with your waist and your left hand. Okay, your right hand needs to be soft enough so you can receive the power. Okay, this is about bato draw attacks in general about Asayama Ichiden, but please imagine if you have a bow, an arrow, yeah. This pulling back action is this right here, okay? And you're about to launch, okay? And you're doing the crab pinch, okay? The waist and your left hand is the power that's generated when you let go, okay? This, what do you call it? The string on the bow? Yeah. This is actually your left hand scabbard and your left waist and left knee. Okay? And you let go so the arrow shoots forward. The arrow, you want it to be free as much as possible so you can receive the power from the bow, right? If you grip your katana very strongly, it's almost like you pulled your bow back, you let go, but you grabbed your arrow and you threw it yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. It's almost like, okay, you can put it this way. You pulled it in your left hand, you're holding on to the arrow that you're about to shoot, and you let go and you throw it with your left hand images. If you do this, okay, gripping too hard, your right hand needs to be soft so you can receive the energy you're creating with the left side of your body. Okay, in Gyakutenuki too. If you can't do that, you won't be able to use the momentum to bring the katana over your head. Relaxed, super relaxed. Launch with your left side, and it should come over your head. Okay, immediately. Don't kill the energy with your right hand. All right. Right hand, right foot forward, root of your thumb, palm flipped over, reverse grip, scabbard back. Okay, draw attack, bring your katana up, kariashi, all at once. Okay, the timing you flip the katana over, you can look at me from the side, is somewhere a little bit higher than your forehead. Okay, here, this is where it starts flipping over. When it passes passes in front of your forehead, then you start turning your katana. Okay, and kariashi, and this comes firmly over your head. I don't want to poke the wall here. Yeah, and swing from here. Okay, and sheath from there. Um, I don't want to, I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of explaining, but one last thing. Then, one last thing. Um, from here, it's important that you keep Ditsuka high up over your head. Okay, many people when they start to misunderstand, when you new students who start to understand that Doing everything just faster and faster is better. Yeah. But most cases, beginners fast is just skipping the movements. Okay. Well, beginners, when they start getting used to this, what they tend to do is this. And they feel like, oh, I'm doing it very, very fast. You might be moving fast, but the technique's not working. Okay. It's not. Beginners start to do this, and they start to think that they're doing really good, but they're not. Okay. You have to do the movements correctly, first of all. Then the speed comes later. Yeah. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Okay? So no need to rush. Bring your hands over your head. Okay? Firmly. From here, big swing. Both hands. Oh, and the katana needs to stop flat, parallel to the floor, at the height of your waist. Elbows relaxed at this point, too. Okay? And sheath the katana. Okay? Yakutenuki. All right, go ahead and practice. Yeah, you might already be practicing. I couldn't see you, but okay. Right. How are you doing? A lot of people tell me that keeping the ton at the center line doesn't make sense in the beginning. See, Cecilia, right now, when you swing your ton up, it's too low. You bring it up, and you're swinging from here, like this. This is my no theater fan, by the way. We're going to be doing a little bit of no theater training after this, but not here. Here, then swing. Okay. Um, your arms, when you raise your ton, your arms should be hiding your ears. You look from the side. Okay. Then swing from there. Ryan, that's really, really good. Exactly. Okay. And swing from there. Everything else is really, really good, by the way. You're on the right track. Hands higher, okay? Over your head. Yes, like that, Ryan. Yep. That's so much better. Mm. Yes. The sheathing too, just a little bit. This, I think, would be a great chance for you to work on your sheathing, Celia. You swung with both hands. Right now, you're sheathing like this. You probably have a habit of bringing your katana to this position and then sheathing and then bring your tsukashira forward later. Okay? But again, you want the tsukashira, you swung, you want the tsukashira to be pointing toward the opponent immediately. Okay? This way. By the time your left hand does the crab pinch and holds the blade, the tsukashira needs to be pointing toward the opponent already. Okay? Otherwise, if your tsukashira is going all over the place, you're doing the sheathing too much with your right hand. Okay? You can focus on that a little bit too. I'm sure you'll get really, a lot better. Ryan, sorry, when does the left hand come up with the swing or after you're at the top position? After you're at the top position. Here. Hey. Oh my gosh, my kurikata is getting stuck in my outer orbit for some reason. Okay. I do it slowly. Hey. And especially trainees who've done other Ryuha styles or Iaido before. I started with Iaido too, so I completely understand. But you tend to feel that the kanibasami is unnecessary. The cat pinch is unnecessary. But if you're hoping to train an Asayama Ichiden Ryu, kanibasami is essential. Right now, we're practicing the basics out of the basics out of the basics. Okay? If you move on to other katas, like we hold something called the higher down rank class in our online lessons with Seki Sensei, with the headmaster. But that online lesson is actually specifically for students who are higher than third dan, and we do very difficult kata in that class. Those katas, it's impossible to do without doing the crab pinch. Okay, so it's not something you can skip. Since always talks about this too, but um, you really have to, when you do the basics, you really have to do everything carefully. Otherwise, practicing the basics is not going to be linked to doing the advanced techniques in the future. Okay? So just because you kind of make the basics look okay, that's meaningless because it's not going to, the basic training is not going to lead to those more difficult techniques you're going to be doing in the future. Yeah. So even though it feels like, why do I have to pinch the plate? Doesn't make any sense, which is exactly how I felt too in the beginning. It's essential for all the things that I'm explaining right now to work. If you're not doing the crab pinch, it's impossible. Like the chi thing I just mentioned right now too. Okay. Trying to keep the tsukashira swung, keeping the tsukashira at the center like this and not doing the crab pinch will be very difficult. Okay. If you're holding it, it constantly comes together with you. Wherever you draw or you sheath, the scabbard comes together, so you'll be able to sheath in any angle. Yeah. So please keep that in mind too, okay? And by the way, the Gakutenuki's second swing, you aim for the opponent's forehead, like in Kamidachiwari, okay? Okay? Gakutenuki. I hope you guys are having fun, by the way. Yeah? Thank you, Ryan. For the camera. Yes. Yes, very good. Exactly. That's the right one. Yep. You fixed it. You fixed it. Yeah. The first time you were attempting the shoe thing, it was the older version, but that second one you did was amazing. Great fun, even though I'm just observing. Oh, great. Thank you. I'm so glad you say so. Gonzalo? Yeah. Thank you so much. Hmm. Very good. We have about 10 minutes left. We can move on just a little bit, but before that, though, uh, Ryan, the timing you use kariashi is not after you brought your katana over your head. Okay, you use the kariashi so you can bring your katana over your head. What you're doing right now is this. Okay, the kariashi's timing is not good. You use the kariashi so the katana comes over your head smoothly. Okay, okay, the kariashi timing. It's not this. Okay, you want to let the power of your katana ride to your body. So the timing is this. You cut the opponent, and when the katana comes to a flipping motion, that's the timing you come to Kariashi. Okay? And swing. Okay? Just that. 10 minutes. Let's see. There are two more Bato Kihon, and there is one more set of basic drawing techniques that I could explain probably, and we can start practicing right next week then. Yeah, how about we do it that then? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right. So what we've been doing right now is called the Battokyon, the drawing basics. Battokyon, okay? There's one more basic exercise called the Tsumemokuroku. Tsumemokuroku. Now, Tsumemokuroku, if you've ever been training in Japanese Budo before, you know Mokuroku is actually the categories for the techniques. Yeah. So Tsumemokuroku is originally a set of katas. These basic exercises are the exercises to be able to train tsune mokuroku in the future. Okay, so there's five different types of tsune mokuroku, and the only difference is the direction you draw. Okay, let me show you first of all. Tsune mokuroku first. Tsune mokuroku is mukou zume. Okay, mukou zume is this. Okay, so it's a series of practicing basic movements. Asayama Shinryu. Okay? This time, the first draw is not an attack. Okay, really important point that many beginners tend to misunderstand for a very long time, but it's not an attack. All you're doing is quickly drawing the katana and holding the katana in the seigan stance. First stance is seigan. Okay, seigan stance. You have your body in oblique stance. Again, the knees are opened. Yeah, and katana at the height of your eyes, level of your eyes, like this. Okay, this is the seigan stance. From here, the next stance you take is the migi jodan stance, right upper stance, like this. Okay, the right upper stance, you have your right foot back. Yeah, the important point is where the katana is, right here. Okay, the center of the tsuka is at the center of your forehead, a little higher than your forehead, like this. If you see it from the side, it's here. Okay, the katana is stretching up diagonally this way. Okay. Beginners tend to accidentally do this, for example. Yeah, make it too straight and such. There are various jodan stances, upper stances, and different yuha styles and such. But this is the way we do it in Asayama Shinryu. Migi jodan, like this. Okay. I'm kneeling right now, so I can show you my hands. Yeah. And this Migi jodan is done like this because, again, Asayama Shinryu is a yuha style with 400 years of history. Many of its techniques assume that you're wearing armor and you're fighting. So this is a jodan stance that you can do even if you have a helmet on. Okay? So, Migi jodan stance. From the Migi jodan, you do a straight swing, just like we did in Gyakunuki just now. Okay? From here, as you bring your right foot forward, you bring your katana straight. And swing. Okay? Straight swing, aim for the opponent's forehead. And again, katana flat, parallel to the floor at the height of your waist. From here, the Seigan stance, Migi jodan stance, swing. Fourth thing you're trying to learn is the Zanshin we do in Asayama Shinryu, okay? Zanshin is the state of awareness. So after you do an attack, yeah, you're prepared to attack again if necessary, being cautious, state of awareness, okay? This is Asayama Shinryu's Zanshin stance. This, okay? Not too sure what you can see from the back, but like this. Okay, you're holding the koiguchi with the left hand. Okay, right hand. The root of your right thumb is attached to your lap. Okay, attach your lap. It's touching your lap. Okay, and the tip is almost about to hit the floor, barely touching the floor, and it's pointing forward toward the opponent. Okay, we have something. I think I talked about this before last week, but the ultimate drawing technique of Asayama Shinryu is the throw draw. Okay, so again, we discussed about how much you don't use the right hand, right? Right now, we're practicing pushing the skull into your right hand and then drawing from your right. But as I probably discussed last week too, ultimately, you want to throw the katana into your right hand. Okay, that's the fastest actually. Yeah, like in Shodo too. I might when I'm showing you the example, I might be doing this actually a little bit. Yeah, we push the katana into your right hand. Again, you would notice if you're not doing the crab pinch, it's impossible to throw the katana into your hand. Okay? You can't control your blade, right? If you're not doing the crab pinch and you just throw your katana forward, then you can't stop it. It'll just come out of the scabbard at a wrong angle. Yeah, that's another reason why you need to do the crab pinch. But ultimately, the throw draw is what we're trying to do. That's the send you. We also have something called the throw thrust. Throw thrust. Okay, what you do, you don't have to do this. Actually, I'm just trying to explain to you why we do this stance. Um, there is a knot here at the end called the makidome, which is the ending knot of the tsuka. But by moving your hand from here to where the makidome is, you can thrust the opponent, actually. Okay, so from this Zanshin stance, let's say the opponent you defeated that's in front of you tries to attack, you can throw your katana like this. Okay, yeah. So that's the attack you want to do. Yeah. From here, you throw the katana toward the opponent. Okay? So, and also being relaxed like this, keeping the katana toward the center line, yeah, you are actually capable of fighting opponents that might be coming from your left and right in different uh, angles too, different directions. Okay? Keeping your waist low, you'll be able to attack in any direction. Okay? So this is the Zanshin stance we practice. You cut, keep the katana here, you move your body away, and the sharp edge is facing the right, like this. Then, just like we practiced in Ichiden, you bring your katana in front of you, avoiding hitting the wakizashi. The wakizashi that's on your waist, avoiding hitting the wakizashi, you bring it out in front of you here. Yeah. And then you pull katana back and sheath. Okay. Even when you catch the katana from the Zanshin stance from here to here, you want the tip pointing toward the opponent. So you can attack them anytime. You can still attack them from here. Okay? From here, immediately, without moving the blade, left foot back and tsukagashira forward at the same time. And sheath. This is tsunemokuroku. Okay? All of these movements, the Seigan stance, the Migi Jodan, the Zanshin, all these things that we did, the straight swing appears so much in our kenjutsu techniques too. Yeah, and of course the eye techniques as well. So we have to practice this a lot. Yeah, so the tsunemokuroku exercises teach you all these basic stances. Okay, so we'll be practicing tsunemokuroku next week. Yeah, today we only have 1 or 2 minutes left, so we can't do it. But just from the beginning, one more time. Draw. Okay, not an attack, just a draw. Migi jodan. Swing. Zanshin. Catch. Shoot. Okay, like this. One last thing. The important point about drawing and holding a katana in Seigan, it's not this. Your left hand doesn't come later. Left hand, the image is stopping the katana at the right position. Okay, so you come here. The katana coming to the right position at the height of your eyes, and your left hand holding its tsuka must be done at the same time. You have to match the timing. Okay, that's another point of practicing this. Here, hold. All right, so we'll practice this together next week. If you join the Patreon page with me. Okay? Again, this is the last let's talk about that after we do the bow into the area. Okay. Katana unsealed, nakabi hangake. Kagashira at the center. Okay, let's do the bow into the area together. Bring your right hand to the kagashira, left foot back, left knee on the floor. Touch the floor with the kagashira. Bring your head back up. Feet together again. Right hand seals the katana. Off to the side. And ichiu. Okay, great job. Thank you very much for coming to today's class today. Great job, everyone. I hope you had fun. So this is going to be the last free trial online lesson. From next week, you do have to sign up to my Patreon page. And there's 3 different tiers right now, the Monday class, the Saturday class, and taking both classes. If you want to continue training in Asayama Shinryu with me, you have to sign up to the Patreon pages from now on. However, the good news is, even on Patreon, the first week is free. I have the free trial settings on. So the first week is still free. So next week too, you could take my lesson free if you want to, basically. So I hope you can try it out, and you'll be able to watch all the archives and all that kind of stuff. And whenever you sign up, you'll be able to watch all of the previous lessons, by the way, we've done until then. So I think that's very beneficial too. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I think that should be about it. Next week, I think we will continue practicing the tsunemokuroku. Tsunemokuroku, we did the forward one, mukozume, but there's also migizume, where you draw to the right, hidarizume, where you draw to the left, and also 2 ushirozume, where you draw to the back. So you turn your body 180 degrees and draw like that too. So there's certain ways to do with the footwork and everything. So I'll explain that next week. I'll practice that. And after that, I think we might go back to the beginning of Battokihon again. And at some point, I think we'll practice the sixth and seventh Batokyon, which is Gyakutenuki version 2 and Gyakutenuki version 3. So we did the Gyakutenuki is the fifth Batokyon, but there is actually two other versions to it. So Gyakutenuki has three versions in total. So, all right, thank you so much. Corey, currently in Yamaguchi, I'll be joining you in the November 4th class in Kyoto. That's awesome. That's right, Corey. I remember you sending me a message. Yes, I have your name written down on a list of the people participating in class. So, Richard, thank you so much. Hope you have a great week, Senpai. Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much. I really hope I'll be able to see you in class for next week too. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much then. Goodbye from Japan. Have a nice day or good night. Okay. Bye bye.